Well. Somebody in the froze already. You, you froze for a second. You good now.
Oh,
Listen, man, this is long overdue. This is supposed to happen in September. Even though we chat on the phone and you one of my good friends, getting you on camera, it's interesting. I don't know if anybody can relate out there, but when their friend blow up, when they start doing movies, start DJing, hosting parties, boy, I ain't gonna say she changed up on me, but she'd been busy, been hard to catch. The Naysimone.
yay, it's me. And I'm not hard to catch. It's just that our schedules sometimes didn't work. That's all.
Okay, it's
Yes.
interesting that you came up in my rotation because last week I posted some
Oh.
good clips
Mm.
that we had, and boy, oh man, one of them then that went viral.
Oh my gosh, the comments was driving me crazy. It's like everybody wanted to pick and dissect what they wanted to talk about and they just went with it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, you seem to have a knack for that. Every video that you do, we got one video we did. It was me, you, and Chris Leo, and that video till this day, I don't know why it ain't generate money. Still
It
had
should
people
have.
commenting on the video, and they are pissed with you out there in TV land.
Listen, everybody is right to live in their own truths. So I'm just living in mine.
Well,
That's it.
let me get into it because I talk to you just like
All
I
the
don't
time.
y'all talk when we talk. Me and they have real conversations, so it ain't never unscripted. And a lot of times you don't know what's gonna come out Nate Simone mouth.
My truth,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy. Like when you speak your truth, um, and people can't relate to it, you are called crazy. Something is wrong with her. She's crazy. It's not that I'm crazy. It's just that you don't understand. You can't relate to what I'm saying. And it's okay because, I'm not for everyone.
Okay, I'm gonna fix your mic in a minute.
Why can you
Um,
hear it? Is it staticky?
yeah, it was good. Listen, and then it went crazy on me. So I've been trying to do a real production with you, called The Conversation. I always look at James Baldwin. I think it's Angela Davis, and I said, man, me and they had those type of conversations, and we need to might go into a real studio because everybody don't have that chemistry. We do. I'm gonna give you some credit. Don't let it go to your big head. You look good.
Don't nothing go to my head. You know that, right? Like,
You
don't
look good.
nothing go to my head.
You look good the
Thank
other night.
thank you. Thank you. I look better than I did in that last video we did. So yeah. Yay me. I didn't drink. I wanted to pour a cup of drink, pour a cup, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. Because we have a lot to talk about. So they
Yes,
said it's static.
yes, Mr.
Is
Burns is Nate. You were good before we got on air.
what happened? Is a lot of static?
Yeah,
Okay,
it
hold
might
on.
be that.
Maybe I turn. What about if I turn my mic down? Is that better?
I think it's the mic.
My headpiece.
Yeah, it might be the headpiece.
You want so? But if I take, oh, this is how it's going to sound.
Your
Do it
head
sound better?
will it if you take a headpiece out, will it change?
I took it out. Do you hear it?
Yeah,
Is it a difference?
yeah. You might be close to something else that's causing interference.
I have my laptop, but it's not on.
Mm,
I don't have nothing else running around here. I don't know.
who knows? Well, listen, you look good the other night.
Which night?
At the
It was a few other nights. It was a few other nights. So which night? During the awards?
awards, you had the
Thank you.
awards banquet.
Thank you very much. Why weren't you there?
You know how I feel about them awards. No, you know how I feel about awards in my hometown. There were some amazing people that got. I think the Master Stylist got a award, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think I've seen one or two, deserving people. I just don't participate. I just don't think I participate. Chris said, "Go out and come back in."
Who me?
Yeah, that joke is funny.
So okay, you want me to? You want me to come out and come back in?
You can try it, but
Okay.
studio. I want to get Nay in a real studio, y'all, because it's a conversation I want to have with her. Chris Leo, D Burns, Big Money Burns. Man,
Okay. Is that better?
man, amazing.
Oh, okay, great.
All right, let me do it right before you turn into the Decepticons. You ready?
Yes.
So, Nay, you good-looking woman. Uh, you have your thoughts and dating ideologies like anybody else. Hey, Eric
Hmm.
Janice. So I'm not gonna cut you no slack tonight. Uh, why are you single? And, and you can't use men as an excuse.
No, I would never use men as an excuse. I'm single because it's by choice. It's by
Mm.
choice. Um, it's by choice. You know, I'm not too what's the word I'm looking for? Impressed with, the selections that I have been. Thanks, Chris. That I've came across. So I'm single for a reason.
Okay. Because the last video that we did together, there was an
Hmm.
issue because you said that we talked about submission, and you were like, "Why? Like it can be two heads in a relationship." And that video almost went viral because you was
Because
like,
there are two heads in the relationship, my head and his head. So it is two heads in the relationship. Yes.
"Okay, yeah, we're gonna double back to that one in a minute." How many? I'm gonna ask you some personal questions. How many times have you been proposed to?
Twice. For real, twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did
Hmm.
you consider either one of those?
Yes, I did. Yes. Hmm.
Okay. Personal question. You ever been cheated on?
Possibly, but I just don't know. I haven't,
Mm.
woman's intuition, but it's a possibility. I won't say no. I won't say no because I haven't caught or just, but it's a possibility. I ain't gonna say no.
Oh, so
Yeah.
allegations, but never a conviction for cheating.
Intuition's pretty much a woman know when a man is like just not themselves, when they're off and it doesn't feel right and you think 9 times out of 10 is yes.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you say that because your intuition made you have allegations, but there was no conviction. You couldn't find this person guilty of cheating because black men don't cheat. But
Well, it's not that I couldn't find the person cheating. It's just that I didn't like. I'm not. If I have to sit around and just want to go through your phone or look for the receipts, more than likely, if we look for it, we're going to get it. But I wouldn't spend too much energy on trying to figure it out. It's like I have that intuition, and I just go with my intuition. So if I'm feeling as if my partner is not being trustworthy and I feel as if I can't trust my partner anymore, it's just best for us just to go our separate ways, because it's always going to be that feeling like, oh, he's doing something. And I'm not going to chase after no guy to figure out or go spy on him and do all of that extra stuff just to find out, because more than likely, if I find out, we're going to end up going our separate ways anyway. And when, as a woman, well, as me, I can't, okay, let me talk about me because I can't talk about everybody else. But for me, if I feel that I have to, be on my P's and Q's and all of this stuff with you, then I don't want to be with you. And if I feel like you're doing something and it's always playing in my head, I'm just not going to be with you, because there was some type of distrust that happened and my feelings for you is not the same anymore. So I never want to be in a forced relationship.
okay. Let me ask you something. You're a woman, and I'm gonna ask this later on to a show that we had later. With allegations of cheating, women,
Hmm.
why are women so hurt when a man allegedly cheats?
Well, because we just want you to be all the way honest. We want you to keep it 1,000. Most of the time, it's not the fact that he cheated. It's the fact that he got caught and you wasn't man enough to let me know what was going on. If you felt the need to step out, honestly, we should have that relationship where, we can speak about it. But we feel more hurt that you lied. You know what I'm saying? So, well, to me, let me just say me. I think, if that situation, it would be more so. It's like, why couldn't you just tell me? Instead of me hearing it from somebody else's mouth and it becomes bigger than what it is, because nobody wants to be embarrassed, so it's always like that embarrassment feeling like, why couldn't we supposed to be better than that, so
Well,
that's
listen,
how I feel about that.
in a relationship, if a man find out his lady cheat and nobody know about it, he'll probably oftentimes that man will endure and stay and actually try to figure out why she cheated and work it out to be a better man. Oftentimes, a man who cheats, say he just cheated one time for his own reason, oftentimes a woman will leave no matter the length of the relationship and she will be like he cheated. But often, sometimes, maybe that guy made a mistake and you just threw away a relationship. So you left out of embarrassment. But the
Hmm.
reality is your heart's still with that guy. And you go and move on with somebody else or you do single, but he made a mistake. And oftentimes after a man make a mistake and he do see that I messed up and there's a severe loss there, he's gonna be a better man than he ever was before.
Is he really?
Yeah, I believe I
Are,
do.
are you speaking for yourself,
Yeah,
or
I've never cheated, but I'm just saying.
you know what I've noticed about a lot of people? Everybody want to be relationship gurus, or you know, and when you think about relationships, everyone have different needs. So you have people who come out with all of
Yeah.
these, what you should do, what you shouldn't do in a relationship, when ultimately it should be with the person that you're dealing with. So if you and the person have an agreement in your relationship to do whatever it is to fill each other's needs, then that's okay. Like, I mean, you have people who go into relationships for different reasons, you know people go into relationships for different reasons and they have different needs, so you have a woman who feel like, maybe my need, what's going to make me happy, is money. So they're money driven and they're going to go towards the men that they're going to get the money. They probably don't even care if they spend time with the guy because he's always working. But as long as she has her money, like, it fulfills her. But as soon as that money go away, then it's like, oh my God, I don't want no part. So if that is that love, you know what I'm saying? So most people go into relationships for different reasons. You just got to figure out what your needs are in a relationship and see if you and the person actually can fulfill each other's needs. But sometimes your need might be totally different than your partner's, and it's like now it's a forced relationship because maybe there's something there, but a relationship wise, it wouldn't work. Oh, I want to read. Oh, dag, I was
Wait
trying
a
to read
minute,
the
I'm gonna
other
take it
one.
back. It's funny you talk about relationship gurus because, in a sense, sometimes it's not about being a guru. It's about people having experiences and sharing their mistakes. Y'all
Hmm.
surely bought Steve Harvey books, and if you got to know Steve Harvey probably gave you the game because he was a horrible person before he met his woman. Y'all sure love Derrick Jackson. See, y'all eyes get y'all in trouble. Everybody loved Derrick Jackson, and then when he got exposed, oh, y'all was real quiet. So it's amazing who y'all take advice for.
Well, don't say y'all because I wasn't taking advice for neither one of them. So,
The
like I
books and
said,
everything.
I honestly, like I said, I think relationships differ and for a lot of people, what might not work for me might work for someone else. So people want to throw out these rules and, oh, I feel in a relationship you can't do X, Y, and Z, you're supposed to do it this way and not this way. Everybody has their own way of loving and being in a relationship. So if the two are happy, I feel like everybody else should just mind their business and do what works for you. You know what I'm saying? It works for me, but it might not work for you, so that's kind of, you
It's
have to
amazing
be
how
able to define that cheating to you. Yeah, you do have to define that cheating. You have to say, okay, if we get in this relationship, like, that's something in the beginning you used to talk about, like what you consider cheating and not cheating. And if he said, oh, I don't feel like this is cheating, meaning that this is probably what he's going to do. And if a girl say, well, I feel like this is cheating, it got it, and it don't work, because most of the time, like I said, people are in relationships because some people have I
Benefit?
don't, the benefit or the need that's going to be fulfilled. Everybody kind of got a need that they want out of a relationship. Some people want
Orgasm.
quality time. Some people just want that. Some people just want sex. Some people want everything. But some people like, no, I'm just good with this. This is the only thing I need. I don't need nothing else because this is how I feel. It's just that space in life that you're in. What I was thinking about when I'm 20, I'm not thinking about that in my 40s, because you go through your experience. You know what I'm saying? Do we bring luggage in each relationship, baggage in each relationship? I think we kind of do. Some people say, no, I don't. I healed and I moved on. No, but we are used to patterns. And once we start seeing those same patterns and when you see them same patterns that you see in the past with a person, you kind of like already like, I'm out of here. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the same, ending. But it's just that you've been through these lessons, and you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, you're stupid. So if you haven't learned from your mistakes, you're going to continue to keep going through unnecessary relationships.
Oh my God. It just bothers me the perspective that's different between men and women. Like, I just feel like men are accountable. I feel like women aren't. But you have some great conversation. There are a lot. Listen, why did Yvette love Jody? Even though it's a movie, you got a whole lot of those scenarios. Jody was dropping that meat in her because that's all he had to offer. And as long as her brain was dick dumb, a lot of those scenarios just
It
like.
is.
And Jody never lied to her. Jody was Jody.
Mm-hmm.
Her vision saw something apparently, or it was just the orgasm that had her distraught. But it's just amazing when I see stuff like that. So let me ask you, since I'm letting you be the captain for the ladies tonight, let me ask you something. Breakups are harder on men or women?
Say that one more time.
Breakups are harder on men or women?
I don't know, honestly. I can only speak for myself, because sometimes people like, okay, they break up, they try to hide their feelings or emotions from people because they never want to hear I told you so, or I told you should have left them a long time ago, whatever. So majority of the time, um, you know, people cry in silence. People go through things in silence. I can't tell you who gets hurt more or who feels hurt more. We can say men, right? But do we really know? We don't know. We can say woman, and I can only go by my own experience. Some people saying men hurt the most, but I've known females who break up in situations and can't never move forward because they are so hurt and distraught. So I don't know. I never really seen a man being hurt over a relationship. So I really can't answer that question, but I think both. I think both kind of grieve in their own way. Sometimes a girl like, okay, I'm gonna cut my hair, I'm gonna get in the gym, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, da da da. And then some men, right off the back, they might just start, doing them getting loose out there for a second, and then they realize like, dang, it probably comes to them a little later. I don't know, because I'm not a man, I can't really answer that, but
I like the fact that you point that out. Listen, most times at a young age, men will go out and beat a couple new chicks,
hmm
to get the mental, the physical void, right?
hmm
But his heart is still with the woman. You know what I mean?
and some women are
Y'all
like
leave,
that.
y'all take the heart.
I
When
mean,
y'all leave is
some
different.
women is like that, you
Oh,
know.
I don't. Oh, don't I know it? But
So,
listen,
but like I said, it like I couldn't tell you. Like I can sit here and say men, might feel worse after a breakup, but then me being a female, I know how some females are after a breakup. Even though like for me, the different relationships gave different results at the end. Like the first my first heartbreak, it was kind of like I was young. So it was kind of like, oh, we broke up, whatever, boom, that was it. But it was the one that I truly like put everything into. And then when that relationship didn't work, I was hurt. Like I was hurt. I can't say if he wasn't hurt, but I
I
was
think
hurt.
I think we need to explore that on another show.
What?
That trauma. We're still
It is
carrying
no
that trauma
trauma. It's like I
and that
made that
breakup.
I made that decision though. Like I made that decision not for that relationship to move forward because I was in that place where I just felt like anything you could have had said, I wouldn't believe you. You
Don't
know.
but don't mean you don't still have trauma or unresolved issues from that
But I
or
healed.
decision.
Well, I can't say I healed from it. Like I was able to date. I was able to have another healthy relationship, and I felt like I healed from that relationship. But it took a while. It didn't happen overnight. It took some time. Some people. I mean, it's no time frame of what you could put on somebody's hurt. So.
I'm going to do a reel later on tonight. I've been meaning to do it since yesterday, and it's a real question. And I would say for this for men or women, if you because oftentimes when you have someone and you mention their ex, they have such a disgust, a distaste for them. Whether it's a breakup that's been 6 months or it's a breakup that's been 3 years, when that person's name is mentioned, they have such a disgust for them, a distaste. And I want to ask people, everybody has their opinion, is that unresolved love? Is that hurt? Is that disappointment?
Maybe it was
Or is
that
it hate?
they didn't have that closure, maybe,
Did they have what?
a closure. They didn't close that relationship, I guess, so it's always like just that it's the hurt.
See,
Yeah, it's the
everybody gonna be
hurt.
different.
Yeah, it's the hurt afterwards. So, I
Been three
mean,
years. It's been 6 months. Everybody got a friend who, when you mention their ex, they just go back to that spot there. It moves them to hear that person's name. So is it hurt? Is it hate? Is it love? Because sometimes people be still in love with them and hate the fact that they still in love with
disappointment. It's the
them.
disappointment. It's the disappointment. You know, yeah, it's like Erica said, it's basically everything. It's a little everything you say, you just throw it in a pot and you just stir it up. It's everything. You know, I try not to speak bad about my ex. My exes, I should say. When people are like, oh, what happened? I'm like, we just decided to move on. I really don't talk about it because, during that time, if I was with him, I mean, it wasn't a problem when I was with him. So if I'm not going to talk bad about it, because when you get into relationships, you share a lot. So this person knows a lot about you, you know a lot about that person. So it's kind of like at one point in time we share lives. I just hope that we can move forward and be cordial and just go about our business. Some people can't let go, and then you got some people that's easily ready to walk away from the relationship because they know it ran its course.
Right.
So.
It ain't love, it's the truth about the person. Somebody hit me with a separate message. It ain't love, it's the truth about the person. And that's interesting that someone says that because I'm going to admit something. When you love someone, you break up. I always wanted to ask this question to women, like the evaluation of how they treat you after the breakup. You've been dating somebody and it was all good. For whatever reason, y'all break up. After that breakup, that person is nasty to you, spiteful. They might do everything they said they would never do. And it makes you look and say, did I ever know that person? Like, did I really know them? Or, damn, like now you got to evaluate if the person really loved you because that person is acting so far distant from who you were in a relationship with, who you knew.
Well,
Who
just
you,
like you said, it's the hurt. Some people display their hurt differently. It may be trauma because of how they broke up.
rejection? Is it a rejection for women?
As far as what? When we,
I mean, like you said, you've been with somebody no matter
Mhm.
the time, and y'all were great. You might have said to them like, "Hey, you just not giving me what I want," and right after that, they act like a complete asshole, and it
Yeah,
makes you feel, did I
because
know
they
this
hurt.
person?
Because they hurt, and sometimes, like that's how they're gonna react to it. Like I said, everybody is different. Like sometimes we feel like, oh, all girls, all women women is the same. We go through the same, whatever. But I just feel like people are different. People express their, their disappointment, their hurt different ways, so some people can easily move on, and some people is just upset, like, yo, I don't put in all this time, I invested in you, I didn't and they hurt by that, because maybe at one point during that relationship y'all might have made promises to each other, and it just didn't. It's just like one person took that promise, like as they give it to you, this is what they hold their barn on. And then you have people who will promise things and just forget it. I don't care what I promise, I'm not. So some people take that to heart. So if people tell me things like, oh, Nay, I promise, I said, don't say you promise, because promises are for fools. And it's not as if you had any bad intentions on doing things. Sometimes shit just happens, and you cannot, go. Heartbreak is complex. It's not just about that person. It's about the story you create. Yep. It's no longer true. Yes. I agree, Erica. Yes. That's why I said, some people just feels like you made these obligations in this relationship, because you meet people. Like, I come across men that says things like, you know, if we get together, I'm not gonna never let you go. Now let's just say, yeah, I don't want you to ever let me go. Let's be together. So now both of y'all on the same page of we're gonna always be together. And then after a while, this person like, okay, I'm good. I don't want this anymore. The other person gonna be like, what do you mean? But you promised me this is what you said you wanted. And then that's where the hurt start coming in at. And now, they just react off the hurt. Some people might disappear and you don't hear from a while. It depends on the situation, because my friend is still hurting after she found her husband cheating on her, and she loved him so much that she gave him another chance and kept cheating, and that relates to trauma. It does.
Well, there, she ain't, listen, Nay has some real different ideology, so her advice may not be typical, but I'm glad he said that, because it leads to this. And I'm gonna ask you a question. You a little different. Do women have post nut clarity? You are you over 48 now?
I'm 25.
All right. Well, when you get, I'm gonna label this segment dating over 40. Dating over 40. Does does post nut clarity apply? Because post nut clarity it's like a lot of times women will say, and this was I always get in trouble from the fellas about. When we trying to get it, you never gonna know what we want from you until we get it. So women holding out sex, 90-day rule, and all that stuff, and then when he get it, you be like, he ghosted me, or he took off, or he started acting differently. That happens a lot because all he was in it for was to hit. You shouldn't take that personal. You should be thankful, like, oh, he just wanted to hit. Boom, go about your way. But same thing happens with guys. Like sometimes we into a chick, we dating them and whatnot, and then we do have sex and it just don't have that oomph.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason it's like poof, like you come out of your spell, and after that you just have so much reflection and hindsight, and you evaluate like, damn, do I even want to date this chick? Like, is this somebody I'm even really interested in? Like, I've been chasing this physical attraction and this lust, but now I'm like, soon as I got
The hype wasn't there. That's what it was. The hype wasn't there. Sometimes sex can keep you there, and sometimes sex will have you running. But if that's what you're looking for, that's what you're gonna get. I don't know. Listen, everybody's different. If somebody want to go out and have sex on the first night, that's their business. You just, as an adult, know what could happen from it. Like, we're not just spring chickens anymore. Like, we already know it. So it's up to that person to say, like, not for somebody to put a time limit on what you feel like it should be. Well, Steve Harvey said I should wait around this month and blah, blah, blah. Or this person said this, that, and the third. I'm like, you're an adult. You make your own decisions. You just have to deal with what comes from it. You're gonna have to just deal with it. Like, you just gotta put your big girl panties on and just make your own decisions. If you want to smash on the first night, that's your business. If you want to wait some time, that's your business. But your results is what you get for putting in there. It could just be a nut and that's it. But
listen.
I don't never tell people what they should do in relationships. I've learned that people gonna do what they want to do anyway.
Listen, dating over 40 smashing on the first night sometimes is good time management. All right, you don't want to be disappointed. So,
I mean, some people, that's all they're looking for. I mean, okay, so I'm 25 with experience, and I would say honestly, once some females, like I said, I can't speak about every. Let me just speak about myself. Okay, so
are we
when I
coming
got
to
to a certain age, I realized like, okay, I had sex before. I done had a baby before. I had good sex, bad sex. I had sex. And it's like, okay, I got it. Now is at the point when you get to a certain point of your life, you gotta evaluate yourself and be like, okay, what is it that I really want? You know, some ladies like, I could pay my own bills, I could do everything on my own. The only thing I'm missing is a penis.
orgasm?
So that's probably that too. I mean, sometimes the toys work, but some females want to be held, they want to be touched. You know what I'm saying? Some people miss that. Some people lack that, you know. So, but at the same time, they don't want to deal with what comes in the relationship because they are in that space where, as you know, if I have everything I need. I'm happy in my space. I can be home by myself and I enjoy myself. And I'm just talking about some people need people to be there with them. I'm bored. I don't like being by myself. So you find those people in relationships after relationships after relationships. But when you get to a certain point, you're like, okay, I've been there, done that already. You know, you're doing everything for yourself. And the only thing that I can't do or can do is touch you. I mean, you could touch yourself, but sometimes you just miss that intimacy, that holding, that feel. And we get it. And after it's like, okay, but bye, you know, because that's pretty much all I want. Or I'll call you when I need that or whatever. And that's just some females. That's not all, you know, but I just feel like we get in that space where we found our peace. We done went through situations. We done took that journey. We done healed and like, okay, I know exactly what I'm looking for. So some people like, I'm just gonna go get me some and I'm just gonna have fun and call it a day. And then some people's like, no, I'm not gonna give it up until I find what I want. So it all depends on who it is, you know. Some people are very sexually hyperactive and they just say, hey, I'm about to go get it. Where you got some females that is very disciplined and just be like, no, I'm not, I love myself too much to just be giving it away to anybody. You know, some people believe in soul ties. There's a whole lot that goes on with sex that has a lot to do with your energy, your chakras, if you're on your vibrations. There's a lot of stuff. So, like I said, every individual is a little different. So, if you want to get your rocks off, get your rocks off. You know,
Hey,
who to say that you shouldn't?
to
But
all
like
my
I
meat
said,
slingers, to all my meat slingers out there, hold your virtue. These women out here are out here chasing meat down. You deserve better, fellas. All right, there's women out here that just want orgasms out here, fellas. All my
oh, okay.
men,
Listen, stop it, because that's what your men want too. Because if that was the case, if you're in a relationship with someone you clearly love and you decide you want to step out because you know, you're a man and you know whatever, whose fault is that? You can't say men is not, you know,
let me
out
ask
there
you,
trying to.
let me ask you a question.
I'm
So, all right, PNC, post nut play. We still on that. So me, not me and you, because I'm good. But me and you go out on a date. We click. We have chemistry. You know, on paper we got it together. We good. We go out, and the first round of intimacy sex ain't there. Do you give
Mhm.
it another date? Or do you give it maybe three times? Because a lot of times, sometimes it happens. You have a lot of people making judgment in relationships based off sex. How,
Mhm.
in your opinion, do you give it another shot or you just run away?
When, like now in my life or in the past?
Now in your life,
Now in my life, it's a good question.
that's a
You
good
know,
question.
um,
Put it on the radio one day.
hold on, but you know me. I'm gonna always keep it 1,000. Like people might not agree to my answer, but this is just me. If I had sex with someone and everything else was great, and you know, had sex, and the first time it wasn't, you know, good, but I'm still into the person, and then we do it again, and you like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. You know, as far as that aspect, then you got to think to yourself, maybe he just need a little coaching on how you like to be intimate or how you like to, you know, enjoy sex, or is that bad where you like is no hope? And then you got to figure out, like, is sex the one of your top necessities in your relationship?
Wait a minute, I
You
gotta
know,
answer this first. Nay, do you
Nay,
think
do
women
you
lie
want to
about
lie
their
about?
emotional attachment after they have sex? Do y'all lie about y'all emotional attachment? Because y'all listen, a lot of times y'all don't love him. Y'all love that orgasm that just had you going to sleep.
Um, Honestly, that's a good question, Erica, because some people might say I'm a bit heartless, or some people say, "Oh, damn, you just did I just moved like a dude." I'm trying not to
Sure.
use the profanity. Sometimes we get what we want and we just quit it. We hit and quit, just like most men hit and quit. But in my, I'm with the Wait, I'm with her. Sex is a conversation. Yes, you can have a conversation. I will say, sometimes you could be with somebody. Okay, let me just say this. You just say you in a relationship and you start a relationship with someone, right? And when y'all first have sex, it was like, okay, it wasn't bad. It was pretty good, whatever. But then as you get to know the person and you start building a better connection, your vibrations is on the same wavelength. After a while, the sex become amazing, especially from when the first time you did it, because now you probably just like, oh, I'm into this guy, I'm attracted to him, blah, 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 and you have sex. But I feel like sometimes the sex get better once you're really into someone because you really have a connection.
Or you
Sometimes in the
feel safer.
beginning, it's, huh?
Or you feel safer. Once y'all get to little relax and feel safe
Mhm.
with the person, the trust is it being safe.
It's a little bit of everything, especially like I said, when you on the same wavelength as the person, it's like, wow, we really connecting in all aspects. And it just feels, the intimacy just feels more heightened at that point, opposed to when you just was just having the sex, like, I'm getting my nut about to connect, So, and then sometimes you can meet somebody and the sex can be just amazing because at that time that chemistry was just great, right? And then as you go on in your relationship, you're like, wow, this is not really like what happened. I mean, when we first did it, it was amazing. Now I feel like I don't even want this. I don't want him to touch me. Like, get out of my face. Just go. Like, it can go either way. Explain sexless marriage. Listen, I can't explain that because I'm not married. Okay. But that's why I said you need to have that conversation with your significant other. You can't, if your partner is hyperactive and they love sex, why get with somebody right off the bat that don't like to have sex all the time? Because what's going to happen is that's going to be an issue. It's going to be a problem. You really got to, if you trying to build with someone, you got to ask the right questions. Like, don't go in a relationship if you want kids, don't go in a relationship with a woman that's going to tell you she don't want any. Don't continue on with a relationship thinking that, oh, well, maybe she changed her mind. And then a year or two down the line, you start talking about kids. And she said, I told you I don't want to have no kids. So he's like, wait a minute. So you telling me I wasted 2 years, but I told you that from the beginning. So yeah, conversations like that it needs to happen. It needs to happen. If my man likes to have sex every day of the week, and I'm a female that's like, oh, I only want to do it at least two times a week, then you already know that's going to be a problem. So are you going to let your man dip and dodge when he needs to because you're not giving it? And if she say no, I'm be like, well, then why be with a person? Why be with a person that you already know you're not going to be able to fulfill him in that aspect of a relationship? Like, that conversation needs to happen. No,
Interesting.
I said, Chris, I said sometimes it gets better and sometimes it don't. It can go either way. I didn't say, like, I said you can get with someone and it's okay. And then as time go on, you're on the same wavelength and everything is good. But that's still a conversation you need to have. Because let's just say you got with someone, right, who haven't had sex in a long period of time. And then y'all start fucking like a rabbit, you know what I'm saying? And then as time going, it's like, okay, I've gotten it. I'm not as hyperactive as I was when you first met me because I haven't had sex in like 2 years or however long. So, it can just be that, okay, I just want to get this out because it's been so long. But then after time, it's like, okay, I don't really want to do it no more. But that's something you need to talk about. Talk
Let's
about it.
let's talk about a dirty secret before I get to coming back, wrapping up on you. So let me give you a listen for all the people out there. I have fed Nay a lot of times, but we have never dated. But this works against women. You know how many women that have been interested in me because of you. And let me explain that. You know how many women have been interested in dating me because they think that me and you were dating. So it's not that they're so interested in me. They're interested in me because Naysimone allegedly in their mind is interested in me. Make
That
sense?
happens. That happens with just. I mean, it happens with if you're around anybody who might, say, well, I wonder why they're hanging around they smoke. Why? I don't know. I've heard that in several occasions where people want to know, like, how did you meet her? How did you come up? Like, I don't know why, but, you know, um, they would have said, well, if Nay's talking to Horace, so that's Nay was dating Horace. I wonder what he was dating, what she was dating him for. So now it's just a curiosity of why. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that's
I,
just it's yeah, I've heard that a lot. So I don't know why females do that, but some females just weird like that.
mm-hmm.
They're just weird. Like guys are like that too. Guys are exactly like that too. You come across a handful of those.
No, wait, listen. Listen. I dated somebody short term that thought that we dated, right? And then I started dating them shortly. In an interaction with them, seemed to be like an insecurity. Like they would get mad. You would be the sort. I mean, I would tell you, like, God, why are you so mad about me talking to Nay and da da da. So some people are crazy out there. So no, I have never dated Nay. Me and Nay are real tight, and I know her so good. Boy, oh boy, I know Nay, and that might be why we've never dated. Nay is a handful, and a nice, beautiful. Listen, this is payback from the other day when I said, "Tell them Horace is a good catch." You like, are you like? You
No,
so.
everybody gonna think they're a good catch. Like honestly,
Mm.
somebody could sit there. I think I'm a good catch. I think you should have a sex check-in conversation quarterly. Like, are you happy with me sexually? What can I do better, etc. Yeah, definitely,
Man,
definitely. I think a lot of things needs to be talked about. You know,
I don't think so.
men. What happened?
I don't think so. If that thing thinking, that man gonna be there every day.
Wasn't that a Nick Cannon movie? What?
I don't
Is
know, bro.
Chris? What you mean? Wasn't that a Nick Cannon movie?
Oh, it was. Money can't, but it was money involved. The one where he was a high school student and everybody started liking Nick because he
He
was
dated a girl,
the flat booty
the
girl,
popular girl.
Christina Milion.
Yeah, Christina
Yeah,
Milian.
yeah. See that?
It's weird. Quarterly might be the stretch, but you get the point. Yeah,
Hey, but
I
you're
really feel
right.
that. I really feel like you want to keep your relationship. You want to keep it thriving. You don't want a relationship that is it fizzles after like, hey, I'm getting bored. Some people listen. People got to understand themselves. As I feel like, you know, you just got to know who you are as a person. You got to know who you are as a person, and you got to be honest with yourself. If you know you're that type of person that all my life, you always had all of these girlfriends. You like having multiple girlfriends. You like that. My thing is just be honest with your partner. Like, listen, I think you're, a beautiful woman, blah, blah, blah. But, I have an issue and I just can't be with one girl. That is up to that female to say, okay, that's not a problem. Or, yeah, that's not going to work out for me. Um, that needs to happen. Like the being upfront. But some guys won't do it because they feel like if they tell the truth, a woman's going to just not like it. But we hate for you to lie and then later on find out that you wasn't being truthful. It just makes matters worse. So when I meet guys, I'm honest with them, and if that's too much, then
Cap,
that's
cap,
just what you saying, Cap. Listen,
cap.
I tell
Listen,
people
not you, Cap.
people ask me all the time, why am I single? And I say shit like because I ain't shit. And then people like, what do you mean by you ain't shit? I say this is because, you know, people have this stigmatism about what a female should be and how she's supposed to act and what's feminine, what's masculine, and all this other stuff, right? Everybody has their own theory or what they feel a female should act according to, right? But me personally, when I say I ain't shit, it's because let's just say I get into a relationship, right? And I'm not the type of person that likes, you know, that likes to text all the time or be on my phone all the time, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm not into you. It's just that I don't feel like talking or I don't feel like texting. Then you got people like, well, if you don't text and you don't call, that means you're not into somebody. It's not. Everybody's a little different. I don't want to sit on my phone 24/7 and have conversations with multiple people. And I just rather not, you know, and I don't. But that doesn't mean I'm not into you. It's just that I just don't feel like talking. You know, I can be, as me being an individual, like I said, I only could speak for myself. You know, I like being by myself. So if I get into a relationship with someone, somebody has to understand that I'm going to need my time because I like my me time, you know, and then a guy might not feel, oh, what you need me time for? Like, da, da, da. And then right away, I'm being looked at as, oh, she ain't gonna be a good girlfriend, or, you know, she don't want to text and she don't want to call. So, you know, you know what I'm saying? That makes me less of a female because I don't like to do what people think is we supposed to be doing. Like I remember growing up, we didn't have all of this, everything in the palm of our hands. We wasn't always available. Now I feel like these phones, you're supposed to be available 24/7. And that's the first thing people say, well, your phone is already here. It doesn't matter. I don't feel like talking. Back in the day, you would leave a message and I get to you when I get to you. Or you beat me if I have some change, I'll call you at a payphone. But now everything is in the palm of your hands. And then it's like people want that quick access. And sometimes I just don't want to do that. But then people are like, oh, well, that's messed up. Like, if that's your girl, you should be doing that. Or she fucked up. So right off the bat, that's what people are going to say. So let me just give that to you right up front. Like, I'm not going to answer my phone maybe every time you call me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. But that doesn't mean I like you any less. It's just I don't want to be on the phone. Or if you come over and you just stay moving on in a relationship, like, you got to understand I need that space. So if you want to be curled up sometimes, I don't want to be curled up. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be by myself. I'm gonna get in my car and I'm gonna drive, or I'm gonna get my space. I couldn't be with a clingy person. I couldn't be with somebody who always want attention all the time, because then, like I said, I wouldn't be that girlfriend. I wouldn't be shit.
Listen,
I just like, that's just what I like.
I
But like I said, everybody's different. So you really can't give a relationship advice unless somebody asks you. And I feel like, you know, everybody's situations is different. What I might do, the other person ain't gonna do it. Oh, I can't do that. I'm like, okay, well, see, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Sometimes you have to figure it out yourself. But if you keep going through the same patterns, that means it's you.
You know what I say, Cap, to is the fact that he was talking about a guy, and the guy know he has high sexual appetite, and he had 4 women, da 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 da. It's interesting because I know dudes that tell chicks that, you know what they do? Physical challenge. She about to try to compete. She gonna put her cooter on the market, and she gonna try to compete with all 4. Like, I'm gonna be the only cooter he beat, so he ain't gonna need them 4. And then when it don't work out, then she mad at him. He no good. He toxic. He a demon. All that stuff. He told you what he requires, and nah, you took that physical challenge. Same thing when a guy says I'm dating. When a guy says I'm dating, you know the starting 5 ideology. Hey, I'm dating other chicks. Blah 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 blah. Even if she don't know the chicks, he could say I'm dating 5 other chicks. Something inside y'all activates to replace, to compete, and get rid of these 5 other women that she doesn't know how they look, why he interested in them, why he dating them. All she knows is I'm about to be the one. Get
I
that?
hear you. I'm sorry. Someone was calling.
She's gonna be the one. But then all of a sudden, when it doesn't work out, he's an old player. He's a trick. He's told you I'm dating other people. But then I'm gonna leave here mad because I couldn't get rid of the other 5 people. It's basic
Well,
biology.
honestly, to each his own. Like, I don't have the energy to be doing that. I don't have the time to be doing that either. You know, people pick and choose what they want to make to dedicate their time for. I'm not going to be that girl that sit there and say, oh, I'm going to compete with somebody who I already know that has 4 other females. So actually, I'm just consider another option. And me personally, I'm not going to do that. I'd be like, oh, okay. So it's either one or two things. I get you when I get you. And if I don't, then I just keep it moving. If that's something I'm okay with, I got to be okay with it and say, okay, I'm all right with it. Not to turn around a few months later, like you got to get rid of these other girls when you clearly knew that's what it is. Sometimes you got to listen to a person when they tell you exactly what it is that you want to hear. So if a guy said I have 4 girls, I'm dating 4 girls, and that female know that, and you continue on to want to be with this person, that's totally on you. Now you have to deal with what comes from that. You made that decision, and now you just got to handle it accordingly. Me personally, I'm not. If somebody say they got 4 girlfriends, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I'm not trying to sit here and compete for nobody's to be with nobody or be with somebody's time. Like I said, everybody has their own time. People, you'd be surprised what people would do. You
Yeah.
would be surprised what people would do. So I don't put nothing past nobody, honestly. You'd be surprised what men do. You'd be surprised what females do. And at the end of the day, it's you ultimately, you know your worth, you know your value, you know what it is that you want. And if you don't, then it's going to take you a little bit of time to figure it out. But I know for a fact I wouldn't do that. Absolutely not.
Yes, interesting on that foot. But a man would date a woman knowing she dating other dudes.
But that's okay because
Oh, it's
if he
okay.
no, I'm saying if that's okay, if that's what it is, you know what I'm saying. If a girl, you'd be surprised. I told sometimes when I don't want to deal with a man, I tell him like I have 3 or 4 boyfriends, and literally I have some men like, well, can I be number 5 or whatever? And then you have some guys like, yeah, nah, that's not going to work for me. You know what I'm saying? Because he as a man know what he wants and what he's not going to tolerate, and that's something he ain't going to tolerate. He's not going to tolerate. So therefore, he's like, I'm not doing it. But you'd be surprised. The same thing with females. You got some females that say no, and you have some females that's like, hey, you
Game
know,
on.
yeah. So
All right.
everybody is in their individual space, and they just feel and do what they want to do. And, you know,
Okay.
of course, with society put into place, you know, everybody feels like this is the way of life. This is what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to fall in love and get married. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to get a house and have kids, and we're supposed to do this and supposed to do that. So everybody's going off of what they feel they're supposed to do. Me, I go off, I'm going to do what I want to do because this is what makes me feel comfortable. And this is what makes me happy. This is my peace. This is my happiness. I don't care what y'all say. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody like, oh, you 40, over 40, and you're not married. Because no, that's because I don't want to get married. I can be with somebody. Marriage is, I mean, I'm gonna marry someone for a title and some benefits. You know what I'm saying? Because and money, because most people marry for money, if you depending on prenup, no prenup, or whatever the arrangement was. But you know, people, that's what people go by. We got to get married. We got to get married. If it's real, if this relationship is real, we got to get married. Well, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to get married. And I tell guys, Adam, what's your end goal? You want to get married? Like, what is it? It's like, yeah, I hope I'm gonna get married. So I'm gonna be honest. I mean, that's really not on my bucket list to do.
Mhm.
And you know, if that's something you really want, I cannot promise you that. And I'm just being honest. Like some people want to get married. That is not on my bucket list to do.
Well,
I
listen,
might be a runaway bride or something. I don't know.
ain't no might about it. Because listen, a lot of times people get married because they want to increase the odds of that person being committed. Saying, hey, they're married, that means more to the
That
human.
shit don't mean nothing.
I'm just saying it applies to men and women. So
A
don't put
man
it on
going to
me.
do and a female going to do what it is they want to do, and everybody just hope that no one get caught. You know, especially if you're doing something that supposedly you're not supposed to be doing in a relationship. Because once you get married, that's that commitment, and you shouldn't be doing it, right? When you're single and you're cheating, it's like, well, we're in a relationship, you're not supposed to do it. Anyway, it's going to happen whether you married or not. You're not married. Most people marry for money. That's what I wanted to hear. Yeah, some people just marry for money. You know, people marry for the benefits and for what they can get out of it. Honestly, and
Let me wrap up with you. Listen, you see me getting
yeah,
married? You think I'm marriage material?
I don't know what type of material you are. Like you could be
Negro, we
polyester, you
another
can be
fail.
silk, you could be cotton. I mean,
Fail.
What? Okay, my bad. Do I think? Okay, ask me the question again. I'm sorry.
You know me better than a whole lot of people. We have a lot of intimate conversation. I had to ask you, did you feel that I was marriage material? And once again, you failed.
But because I listen, I'm not married. I don't know what you would consider marriage material. You have people out here marrying tramps and whores and sluts, and they like she's marriage material. So I can't. I'm not married to say, oh, I feel somebody is marriage. You marriage? Did she think? Wait, do she thinks I'm married material? Oh, oh, that's
You
just.
think I'm relationship material, name, but you know what? You just ruined it once again.
No, I'm just saying I can never say I can never say. That's like you saying, do you think I will ever kill somebody? Shit. I don't know. You could possibly kill somebody. Your neighbor might be the friendliest guy that you probably know, and see him on the 12 o'clock news talking about he just shot it. You just never know with people. I can't tell you. I can't, because if somebody asks me if my marriage material, what do you consider marriage material? What do you consider marriage material?
Yeah, you know, most of the time when people speak of that, they speak of something that a relationship that is healthy, someone
Mm-hmm.
that someone can grow with,
Mm-hmm.
someone that you can have a productive life with, whether it's raising kids together,
Mm-hmm.
living together. Yeah, I mean, really. But you knew it was either a yes or no. But you know, let's wrap up and go to you because you've really screwed the pooch again. Nay is single. In this city, you're one of the people think that you're one of the most eligible female singles that we have in the area. I don't know if it's because of the notoriety from being on the radio. I don't know if it's from you hosting brunch when you wear the little heels with the Daisy Duke shorts, or when you wear the gown, when you show the little leg and you be at the little award shows. But people feeling you, you know, they think feel like you're pretty, right? And they just put stories together. Just think you're so amazing. You just haven't met the right person yet. But I do know people shoot at you. Hell, you went viral for fucking up somebody's relationship with the dude. The dude, listen, people, dude asked for Nate's number. Nate gets it. Nate sees this man 15 minutes later out there with his girl. Nate goes up and says, "Oh, so that's what it is. You got my number. You want to just ruin the relationship." And when you reality, all you had to do is be like, "Oh, he ain't shit." Ball the number up. And if you see him again, be like, bro, you tried me. You hear
No,
what?
he needed to be exposed because
Uh,
he was going a little bit too hard for me. And if
mm.
my man was out there embarrassing me, I would want somebody to come tell me to confront him. Let's get the receipts. At the end of the day, and that's just what it is. I feel, but that's not what
She
you
ain't
want.
leave him.
That's not what we talk about. What
She
happened?
ain't leave him. She ain't leave him.
Listen, that's her choice.
Thank
People have their own tolerance of what they will tolerate, what they won't tolerate. People know their worth and their value, and if she felt like she wanted to continue that, that's totally up to her. Would I be mad at her? No, I don't know her. But she should know what type of man she's dealing with, because 9 times out of 10 you could see that he was lying. So I mean, now she knows, and it was her choice to make the decision, and if she stayed with him, then that's on her.
Well, as a person that has went out with Naysimone, we've shared some. She's been in my home. We've had some good lunches and dinners. And 2 points for the people that want to date her, because we're gonna get to that point.
Oh
Nay
God.
said she don't want somebody who's clingy. But
Mhm.
oftentimes, women that say that, you make her clingy. Hey, bro, I know what it's gonna take, but you make her clingy, they gonna eat them words. You're gonna be tired of Nate. They're gonna be under you like a sweater on Fat Albert. But
That's
Nate,
not, you know what?
you don't want to
I've
be.
no, let me tell you, I had, like I said, after my last breakup, I had to go through. No, she did the right thing. That's why.
Dawn,
Dawn,
that's
hey,
messy.
Dawn.
That's messy. It's messy,
No,
dog.
but see, I forgot what I was about to say. What I was saying.
You was about to tell me we were talking about
Oh
clinginess.
yeah, so like when I got out of my last relationship, and I start realizing most of what the guys would or dislike about me is because I wasn't clingy enough, or they felt like I didn't I didn't really give them the attention that they wanted, or, that was always the situation because, like I said, I'm so used to being by myself. So I like I really like being by like my daughter will call me, be like, Mom, what you doing? No, you can't come over. Not today. I'm not in the mood. She'd be like, dang. And that's just with everybody. That's not just with men. That's just me. I've always been, mind your business. I always I just always been, just like I always been like that. Like I'm an extrovert when need be, but I'm more of an introvert than anything. Like I like to be by myself. I can entertain myself. I have fun by myself. Like people like, you don't be bored? I'd be like, no. They be like, what you doing? Like, girl, I'm up here mixing up some stuff. I'm up here writing some stuff. I be reading. I just enjoy being by myself.
She's a hermit until
Why we
you
gotta
change
say a
her.
hermit? I
Listen,
go out. Don't get me wrong. I go out, but you
you be about
know,
your money though.
I have to be. I'm not a money. Listen, I don't like the word saying money chasing because I want to be a money catcher. I don't want that shit to be. I don't want to be chasing it. I want to catch it. I don't want to chase it. But I just. And you should. Wow. Trust me. That's crazy. That is crazy. See? And see, when people listen, and when people can't relate to you, that's the first thing they think of. You're unhappy, you're depressed. Like they just and see that that's where it comes from. No, I'm not depressed. I am.
Oh my God.
You know what it is? I don't have time for the BS. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have the time for the BS. I'm in that space where, I'm at peace. I found peace and I'm enjoying it. And as soon as I feel like there's a slight chance of somebody interrupting that peace, I cut you off. My cutoff game is so strong. Like I will cut somebody off in a heartbeat. Like I don't have to tolerate or deal with anybody. And that's why when people say things like, of course, when you get married, most of my friend girls are. I'm not depressed. I promise you.
You're
I'm
not.
happy. I'm in a happy space. You understand? I'm
She's
so
not.
happy right now.
She's not
I felt.
depressed. She's a little toxic, but
Why would you say I'm toxic?
because
Give
that's the
me give
word
me
they
a
say.
reason why you would think I'm toxic.
Because every time somebody, it's the what's the thing? Everything we time you someone has an answer, you change the question. Nay is a very nice person. She would be great in a relationship. As much as Nay talks about men, Nay is running from commitment, some responsibility that comes with relationships, and Nay also does
You hit
not want to hit on that she needs to be accountable for some of her past choices that she blames on future men. All right. So Nate, listen, Nate, Nate,
No, but you
Nate
was
will
hold
go on
on.
a date.
You was right. You
Thank
was right with the responsibility part. Yes. I don't like a lot of responsibilities. I don't
you.
like to take on more than I can chew, right? And let me tell you this. When you're in a relationship with someone, right? When you're in a relationship with someone, sometimes you're not just dating that person. You got to date everybody else, whether it's their kids, their moms, their family. I ain't got time for that. Oh, I want you to meet my family. And then when you have family functions and you like, no, I want to go. See, then here I go. It's a problem. I'm the girlfriend, but the girlfriend don't want to come to none of my family stuff. See, and this is where it comes to, oh, she ain't shit. Because I want to be with you and not the rest of your family. You know what I'm saying? Like just how when you want to be with me, I don't want to because you got to date everybody. I don't want to date everybody. I don't want to date your mom. I don't want to date your kids. I don't want those responsibilities. And then when you get into when you take on someone, you take on basically a lot of their stuff. Nay is my long lost twin.
Well, it's funny you say that because Dawn is my best friend, and Nay, you ain't too far behind her. So yes, y'all are some special and good women who just no. Dawn is
Listen. I'm telling you, because when you think about it, you get with someone. Now you got to get out, honey, and catch that money. But I get it because apparently, the money comes to you. I do what I got to do. Let's put it like this: I do what I got to do, and you know,
they gonna be married next year.
No, I'm not.
This is fourth quarter
But
now.
like you right
Fourth
about the
quarter now.
responsibilities. When my dog passed on and everyone's like, "You gonna get another dog?" Nope. When I had my daughter and everybody's like, "Nay, you gonna have another kid?" Nope. I have a problem taking on more than I can chew, right? And sometimes in people in these spaces, they get into relationships, right? But they have so much else going on in their life that they neglect the person that's supposed to be an addition to their life. And then that person going to feel away because you're not there. You're not there. You're not there with them. Like, and then it becomes the issue. She don't spend time with me. I don't think she's into me. Da da da. She's always worried about her work. She's always here. She's always there. Now you might get somebody that come across like I understand that. Like when when we get time and whatever. But you got somebody that want to call you every freaking hour on the hour. You got somebody that always wants you to give them your undivided attention. Unfortunately, I can't do that.
That's hilarious. Listen, Nay,
As the dog is so
listen,
great.
Nay won't. Nay doesn't want to get married. So first of all, she tells people on dates that she want to be married, right? So most men in their weak game is gonna want to try to lock her down, right? They can't. They don't want to coexist because they know she's a wild horse. Let me get in a marriage and put her in my stable. That way I can try to hurdle her down, right? She don't want marriage. She don't want to be a housewife, but she want a housewife life. And they want you. They don't mind. They don't want to be running the cleaners for you. And they don't want to be commanded to cook dinner for you. And they would love to be romantically wooed, taken on some trips, come
Mm-hmm.
over and chill. But
Mm-hmm.
responsibility wise, they don't want to cook. She clean. Listen, she clean your house to
I
death.
clean the shit out your
She
house.
clean your house.
I
But
clean
as
the shit
far as
out
the
your house.
responsibilities, checking in, where you at? Nah, Nay is running AWOL from the biblical sense of what a relationship is. And
Yeah,
she doesn't
yeah. I don't go
realize
by the book.
four
I don't go
quarter,
by that.
four quarter, 2 minutes on the clock.
Okay, Erica, peace and bags. He said, yeah, listen,
Kevin
listen.
Samuels, listen, Kevin Samuels was looking, they didn't get a chance to record. Kevin Samuels was about to bring Nay on the show, and it was going to be amazing.
It would have been. It
It was.
definitely would have been. But honestly, to each his own. Everybody has their own needs, and when you go out there and you looking for what you feel like you need, you get it, and it's up to you to do what it is that you're going to do with it. And that's just it. I can't tell every individual that a man should be this way, a female should be this way, because not every relationship is the same. You know.
Okay. Since since you have a huge following, right? And your ass single. In fact, you one of my great friends. I love her. I love her very much. But she is the reason I created the whole term habitually single. So I really want Naysimone to give at least give some advice to your fans out there that's out here following your lead. That's like
I
Beyonce. Beyonce be on
listen.
the song, but she married.
Listen, I can tell you the best way to be single.
Mm.
Okay. I can tell you the benefits on being single. I mean, I can't tell you the benefits of being married because I'm not married. And
Relationship.
the stories that I hear, I'd be like, you with someone and just say y'all been together for a long time, and then 15 years down the line, you're just unhappy. You got to really think about it. Let's just say you in your 50s and you're thinking about you're married with this person. Can you spend you might have a good 20, 30 years left, maybe. Do you want to spend your next 20, 30 years trying to uphold something that's not making you happy? Or do you just like, all right, I need to move on. I want to spend my last few years happy, because we all know tomorrow's never promised, right?
Mhm.
Tomorrow's never promised. So you use your time wisely. You do what you want to do with your time, whether it is spending time with someone or going out there and making money. You're going to pick and choose what you want to do. And that's it. I'm not chasing after nobody. I don't want anybody to chase after me, because I tell them, don't waste your time, especially right off the back. I can have like a 5-minute conversation with you and I already know I'm not attractive, or it's nothing there. I didn't feel it. And I know that might be a little crazy, but that's just me. That's just me. I
You,
can't, that's
first,
just me.
first thing you listed was attraction.
Go
That's why
ahead.
I always say you like a dude. First thing I you when we talking about finding the mate
I say
quality,
I can talk to somebody in 5 minutes and already know that
and
I don't want to talk to
not
them.
attractive.
It's not even, listen, that's part, yeah, that's the big part too, because you want to be with somebody that you're attractive to. Like, let's just see what it is. Some girls like, listen, my man, if he got money, he's doing this. I'm good with that. Some girls are attracted to what you have opposed to anything else. They don't see nothing else but your money and your material items. And I tell people in these days, when you die tomorrow, what's going to happen to your Benz? What's going to happen to all the things you have sitting in your house? Who you do? I mean, do you think about? You don't think about those things. Everybody think about, worrying about what other people going to view them as. Oh, I had a relationship with a guy who was like, you're a public figure. You shouldn't be going outside with a headscarf and some sweatpants. And I'm like, I'm comfortable. I don't care what everybody gonna think about it. I don't care. I'm not out here to impress anybody. I'm just out here being me. I'm out here doing me. And if that's a problem for you, then you got to reevaluate yourself, because I'm not doing anything different. But people will view you for, that's great. Let's get to the fish
Let's
that
get all
don't
the
want
fish
to
out the
be in the
pond.
pond.
They don't want to be in the pond, not the damn pond.
Listen, like I'm listen. Am I open to date and stuff? Yeah, I think now I'm more open to dating and see where it can go, but I'm never going to force anybody. I'm not going to force nobody. Nobody should be, a relationship shouldn't be forced. I don't want no forced relationships, whether it's with a dude, a female, work relationship. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not. And if I got to sit here and question something, then my thing is just leave it alone.
Okay. Well, listen. When we get off of here, Nay is my friend. I wouldn't dare marry Nay because Nay says I don't want to be married. But to all those guys that think she's beautiful and feel like they can endure her toxic ways, I want you guys tonight to, in these comments down there, Nay, we're gonna get you 5 dates. 5 dates.
Huh?
How many dates you gonna go on? Five?
Okay, so listen,
5 dates?
I'm in the middle or in the beginning stages of producing a reality show, Shoot Your
Mhm.
Shot, Nay's Way to Love. And yeah, we gonna see how this work out. So I'm gonna be going on a few dates, and we'll see how this work. But yes, I'm gonna put it all out there for everyone to see. Nay's Way to Love. I'm gonna have the link up in. I've been posting the link in my story. I'm waiting for the official video so I can drop the official video, and then people who see it, they can submit their request. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Send it to me for I listen, guys.
I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
I think,
Yeah, I think I'm
fellas,
ready.
somebody out there, I've heard people that are infatuated with you, right? And I say to them, what's better than getting the cheat code? Fellas, for $99.99,
Ah,
I
ah.
will give you 3 dating tips on how to improve your odds of getting a date and having some sustainability with Naysimone.
That is
I'm
so
one of
that
the few
is
men that
so
know her in and out.
funny. That is so funny. They think that you listen, you're gonna be wasting your 99.99. What you say,
But to me,
99.99?
ooh, I know you. No, I
Can
dare.
I get that dating list?
99.99.
I'm
I
gonna put
will
up a
put you
link
in the
in my
game.
I'm gonna have
She
I'm
not
gonna
gonna.
have Horace to put up the link. And what it is a dating application. So you answer the questions, you fill it out, and the producers and everyone is going to take a look at the answers, and according to your answers and what you put, if they feel like you're going to be a good catch, then we're going to ask you to join, or to, well, you're going to go to the second round, and then you figure out what the second round is. And the third round is basically us shooting our date and see where it goes, and
99,
some sense of that, right there. But yeah.
99. I'm one of the few men that know her. 99,
And
99.
why you keep saying toxic though? I don't think I'm toxic. I just know at this point in my life what I'm tolerating, what I'm not tolerating. That's just it. As soon as a guy, it's over. You're not gonna raise your voice. It's it. It's done. Like I have a very short fuse to the BS. Like anything that I feel like it will become a habit because it's already you in that habit already. I don't want no part. So if you have that habit, like if we have a disagreement and you want to argue with me, I already know that's going to be a routine. I'm just, it's not going to work because I'm not going to argue with anybody. Like is how's that toxic?
because
I'm
you
being
don't
honest.
you
I listen,
wanting grace
I'm not tolerating
yeah,
nothing that I don't want. And it, like anybody, you know your value, you know your worth, and that's it. Because we already know people come with habits.
right
Most
there.
women are toxic in their own way. Everybody is toxic in their own way. Don't say women. Let's put them in there. We all toxic, whatever you want to consider toxic in our own way.
Put
I
your
don't
gun
think I'm
down. Put
toxic.
your gun down. I'm saying the grace that you're going to want from a man getting to know you, you don't give that same grace. And I think you're a little too quick to judgment. You were going right in with a scan down, boom, boom, boom. Nah, he's not gonna make it. And you dismissing guys. And
Because let me tell you,
guys can be no
I'm
guys.
going with my intuition, ladies.
No, the
We
intuition
listen.
is why y'all pick the wrong
Ladies.
dudes.
No, ladies, for real. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it real quick. Now, I didn't lost my thought. Forget it.
Intuition, my intuition
Okay,
don't work.
intuition. Okay, let
It's
me tell you.
horrible.
Okay, so most of the time when we go against our intuition and we ended up dating a guy that we would normally date, or like, okay, because he's a great guy, and now I'm going to try to do it different because sometimes we got to step out that box to get different results from whatever. So you try to go, you try to think past of what you would normally date and say, this is the problem. This is why I'm meeting the same guys because I'm looking for the same thing. So let me see what it is that let's try to do it different. So let's just say you decide to date an ugly guy, right? And you like, oh, but he's a great guy. I have good chemistry with him. Da 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 da. And then when things don't pan out, you like, see, my intuition told me that, and I should have listened to my intuition from the beginning. Because had I would have listened to my intuition, I wouldn't have had wasted this much time when I already knew it's like you don't want to go by. Okay, so it's like you already went against your intuition. You had this relationship, even though your intuition saying, nah, don't do it. But you're like, hey, you give it the benefit of doubt. Then you give it the benefit of doubt, and then you had the nerve to have some damn cockroach play you. Like, wait a minute, I can't believe this
Yeah.
cockroach just lost. Do you know? Are you kidding me? So then it's like, I'm not doing that again. You don't do it again. So it's like, you just got to know what you want, period.
That's what dating
Just
is.
know what you want.
That's
And
part of
that's
dating.
it.
Dating
Huh?
is not flawless. It's a process of elimination. I'm getting to
Yeah,
know
so
you
you're
from the
gonna get eliminated as soon as I hear something that I don't like. Next. And it's dating.
so
That's it. I mean, we ain't gotta I meet you, we have a conversation, and then you got some conversations like, okay, he seems like, da, 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 and then you might exchange numbers or whatever, and then you get to know him a little bit more. It's a process, but some people right off the rip, this ain't working.
so can I just say when you go into a relationship and tell a guy you're not, never want to get married, scale that back a little bit and say, hey, I haven't met anyone that made me contemplate marriage.
I did. I told you I was proposed to twice. So you can't say I didn't
I'm talking about
I wasn't at that point.
2023 Nate.
Excuse me?
The 2023 Nate, the one that go out on dates and be like, no, I don't like marriage. I'll never get married. Don't never say never because then
Listen,
it's off the guy.
listen. If I got to pay for a title, like people really out here paying for titles, I got to pay and sign some document to say you're my husband. Like we don't have to pay for titles. If I'm going to love you, I'm going to love you unconditionally. A piece of paper shouldn't tell me how I should be in a relationship, because we already see that it's an epic fail. Like we know that shit don't work, but everybody still want to do it because for the benefits and the title, and if that works for you, knock yourself out. But it doesn't do nothing for me. Some people get in relationships and get married and their whole relationship changes. Now this person becomes controlling. You're mine. You can't do this. You can't do that. Nobody's going to tell me I can't do anything. I'm an adult. I let you come. We came into each other's lives to grow, to elevate, to become a powerful force together. But then you get married, and some people feel like now I'm gonna control you. You can't wear this. You can hang out with this person. You shouldn't do. I don't want nobody to dictate my life. Sorry, I don't want nobody doing that. I want to be able to do it myself. Like I've been doing it this long. I added you in to be an addition, not for you to tell me what I should be doing with my life. Fix your face. Stop rolling your eyes.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
No, I'm listen. Y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead and keep doing it. You know what I mean? People done got married, divorced, married, divorced, married, divorced, and it might work for them. It doesn't do nothing for me. I don't want to put on a show to be around a bunch of people that's supposed to be celebrating our union. This is between us. Why the whole world got to come here and we have to spend all these thousands of dollars just to show people, oh, we in love. Ooh. Like, yeah, I'm just not that person. I'm sorry. Like, it's just overrated.
Close the comment. 2023 is February. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. I gotta go and I gotta turn myself in tonight for a bid. I'm gonna get out on Wednesday, so I'm be in the county tomorrow, Valentine's Day. But the matter something. Right now, today, what is Nay looking for? To someone that may be potentially interested. No, or maybe just Nay. Nay, what are you looking for right now romantically?
Romantically?
Relationship wise.
Peace.
Piece of meat?
No, I just want somebody to be my peace. Like, if I'm going to bring peace to you, I want you to bring peace to me.
That's it.
I'm that consistency of peace. I'm just saying, like, honestly, like I've been in this space by myself for a while and I'm happy in my space. So if I can be happy by myself, I'm not looking for someone to complete me because I already feel like I'm complete. I have things that, yes, I would like to get done, like career wise and things of that sort. But as far as relationships, like I just want to have someone, I just want to have someone that we could just peace. When we see each other, it's just peace. It's just so beautiful. It's just like, when we come together, it's just going to be awesome. I don't want like, oh my God, I'm about to go see this dude. Oh, he's going to get on my nerve. I don't want that. I really don't want that. Some people's okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I just want somebody that's going to be peaceful and understand that, I am who I am. You love me for my flaws and all. And that's it. I'm not perfect. I never say I was perfect. But one thing I don't want to take on is a whole lot of responsibilities.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, I love you, and I
keep
wish
it peaceful.
That someone. What's the thing? Excalibur. What's the thing where everybody tried to pull the sword out the rock, and it's an old tale. I think it's Excalibur, and then whoever pulled a sword out the rock would be king or queen. So that's my analogy for this. So I love you, and I wish that somebody succeeds in getting over that rocky terrain and get inside your heart because you are a beautiful, amazing person.
The heart is right here. The feelings, it's all in the mental. Okay. Okay, we're not gonna. Okay, we don't have time for that. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, Nate's gonna give me the link, and then we are going to start this, get the ball rolling. And let me see, we may have a. We might have a wedding by May.
Never worry.
2024.
Never worry. Listen, if y'all see me get married, right? The two things you have to ask me is, what is he offering you? Let that be a question. And then if I give you an answer, then you know why I'm getting married. Like I said, it's not on my bucket list to do. It's not. I don't go into a relationship thinking like 5 years we should be married. I don't even put time frames or anything. I feel like if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. I just don't want anything forced, and yeah. I don't want to go by these governed rules. We must create our own and live by our own rules.
Well, thank you for this conversation. Thank you for giving me this conversation. I want to say happy Valentine's Eve to everybody out
Today
there.
is Galentine's Day, National Galentine's Day. So big up to all the females. We should celebrate each other today because, this is the day before Valentine's Day. So the ones that don't have boos and bays is okay. Love on your children. Love on your family. Love yourself. Go treat yourself to something nice on Valentine's Day. It's about love, right? So if you love yourself and you don't have no one to share your love with, love yourself. Go out, take yourself. I take myself out on dates all the time.
Oh,
I have such a great time. You should
bet
try it. Huh?
I bet you do.
I
Listen,
do.
Valentine's Day is for women. I'm gonna talk to JT Money. We need to have. Ain't nowhere today you're gonna see a bunch of Negroes talking about we ain't got no dates or relationships for Valentine's Day. But JT Money, we need to get together and have some where we celebrate this pimping. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real with the world. So, hey.
Listen, don't love me. Don't show your appreciation on one day. You can show it every day, not just on Valentine's Day. Buy me shit every day. I want flowers. No, I don't. I'm lying.
She don't. Listen.
I mean, flowers is nice. I mean, gosh.
No.
Money is nice too. Pay a couple of bills. That's nice for Valentine's Day. Like
Nay likes wings. Nay likes wings.
Listen, I'm trying to cut down on the chicken. I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork.
Don't get her flowers. Get her.
You can give me flowers.
Don't get
I like sunflowers. They're beautiful.
She likes sunflower seeds.
Mm-hmm. No.
Y'all don't know her. Hey, happy Valentine's to all the people out there. Please don't have sex on Valentine's Day. We don't need no more Geminis.
Ooh, the disrespect.
Right.
Disrespect. We're the greatest.
We will see y'all another time. Okay? Later.